Welcome all. I'm Julia, and I will be your strategy conveyor for the day. If you're here, you're probably aiming to boost your GMAT Verbal score and thus your overall score. The verbal section can be challenging, but with the appropriate strategies, tools, and determination, you can significantly improve your performance. Let's look at how to make that happen. First, let's lay out the question types that you're going to encounter on the Focus Edition. Reading comprehension tests your ability to understand and analyze written passages. You'll get a brief passage, usually 1 to 4 paragraphs long, and you'll answer 3 or 4 questions about it. Critical reasoning questions assess your ability to evaluate arguments and their conclusions. In these, you'll get a few sentences to read and then answer a single question over them. Each of these question types requires slightly different skills, so it's important to prepare judiciously. Before you jump into practice question after practice question, make sure you have a strong foundation for both types. For reading comp, this can be developed by, reading. If you prepare by reading high quality materials, books, or articles, you can get some exposure to the type of language you're likely to encounter on the exam and build your ability to focus. GMAT passages cover a wide variety of topics, from business and economics to physics and anthropology, so bonus points if you read a diverse sampling of materials. On critical reasoning questions, your first step is learning the common argument structures and the components that go into building an argument. If you can identify premises, conclusions, and assumptions, you're setting yourself up for success. It's not just about memorizing rules and vocabulary. So focus on understanding what's happening and how the concepts apply or interrelate to each other. Now, let's get into practicing these skills. There are lots of practice materials out there. I pretty much exclusively used TTP until I got to the end of my prep and took my 6 official mocks. And I did get a perfect score on my verbal. Official questions are obviously going to be the closest to what you'll run into on the exam. But the TTP review modules were much more accessible, organized, and in-depth for me than the official lessons. Perhaps even more important was that their questions had clear explanations about why the correct answer was correct and the incorrect answers weren't, which was helpful in learning what the exam was looking for. I had the best luck with the official questions after I learned how and why I was getting questions wrong through TTP explanations. Practicing each concept by itself, untimed, until you get a pretty strong understanding of what it's asking for is the best way to boost your score. After that, learning how to rule out bad answers until you're left with the best answer will help protect you from making careless mistakes. Tracking your missed questions for common trends in your errors is an often overlooked method for breaking bad habits. Be sure, especially early on, when you're starting a new concept, that your prep focuses on quality over quantity. Don't rush through these questions, but take time to understand each passage and each answer until your accuracy is at 90 to 100% when you're practicing untimed. Now, once your accuracy is where you want it to be, it's time to look at your timing. You get 45 minutes for 23 questions, which is about 2 minutes a question. As you drill these concepts, you will naturally get faster. But as you get closer to test day, it's good to work on your internal clock. Each question won't take 2 minutes exactly. Some will be short and simple. Some, like the first question on a new reading comp passage, may take twice as long to answer. As long as you're averaging where you need to be, you're doing great. If you're spending too long on a hard question, rule out the answers you can, bookmark it, and come back to it at the end if you have time. You do get to edit up to 3 answers before finishing the section, though you still have to finish within the time limit. Here are a few final strategy notes to keep in mind for the best prep experience. On reading comp passages, don't waste energy trying to memorize every little detail. You'll have access to the passage the whole time. Instead, read for decent overall understanding and then practice skimming back over for particular names, dates, keywords, anything the question might ask about. It's a balance of overall comprehension and good skimming skills. For critical reasoning, don't pre-think the answers necessarily, but pre-notice relationships and gaps as you read the prompt. Notice the missing assumptions, the author's tone, and anything else interesting. Essentially, engage with the material instead of letting it wash passively over you. As I learned and practiced more, this became essentially automatic for me, but it's good to be aware of. Finally, track your errors, keep your study plan adaptable so you can reprioritize as your personal strengths and weaker areas emerge. And try to study in decently sized blocks of time so you can build up your ability to focus for long periods because you will need that on test day. Last of all, keep a positive mindset. The journey to improving your GMAT verbal score will be challenging at times, and progress can feel slow. The better you track your progress, the easier you'll be able to see and celebrate your victories. Keep up a consistent study pace and remember why you're doing this in the first place, whatever that reason may be. With hard work, focus, and determination, you can achieve your best score. That's it for today. As always, stay confident and good luck with your studies.